Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma. This here is my little craft corner where I talk about knitting and sometimes other yarn related stuff. And today I'm sharing with you my progress on my 10 knitting resolutions. I made a video about that a little while ago, like either beginning of this year and last year. Not really sure about the date. I think it is beginning of this year. Not really sure, to be honest. But I just made a list of 10 goals for the year, 10 resolutions that I wanted to make. And I haven't really looked at them ever since. So I'm wondering how I'm doing. We're already 6 months into the year. So half the year is gone. Let's see how I'm doing on my progress. Because I'm not really sure. I think there were some really ambitious ones in there. And we're just going to find out. I have my laptop here with my 10 resolutions on it. I have not looked at it yet. I just opened the document that I kept them in. So let's take a look together and go through them one by one, and let's discuss how I've been doing and how I'm planning on maybe making the goals happen that I didn't make happen yet in the next half of the year. First of all, I see destashing with an exclamation mark next to it. Always great. My milestones were 125 skeins, 100 skeins, 75 and 50. And my goal, only 2 quantities for each kind of project. So 2 sweaters, 2 cardigans, 2 summer tops, 2 socks, etc. Definitely a long way from there. I have bought quite some yarn, or I've gotten quite some yarn, and I do think I'm at net negative, but I haven't really kept track of it too much. I am working on a video idea that I shared a little while ago where I wanted to go through all my stash and kind of show you the stats of how many units do I have, what kind of projects are they, what kind of yarn is it, what colors, maybe some colors are more frequent than others. I am working on that, but it has proven to be such a long task. It's way more than I thought it ever would be, so that's great. I am working on this video, but I'm definitely not at 125 yet. I have 6 of like these sides crates just filled with yarn. That's a lot. I still do feel like I haven't bought that much yarn, but I just bought a lot and haven't knitted away yet. Or I acquired a lot and haven't knitted away yet. But I do think I have been knitting a lot. So also a bunch of older stash then has gone out of my life, or turned into projects that are now in my life, but the yarn left my stash. So I'm, to be honest, not sure, but I'm definitely less on track as beginning of the year me wanted me to be, with my very ambitious milestones of 120, 175, 50, and then just decreasing it that way. I'm definitely less on track than I wanted to be, probably. So that's a shame. But we still have 6 more months to go to catch up on this. 6 more months to maybe not buy as much stash. The summer is coming up and I have a bunch of summer top skeins laying around. And I do know that I can whip out a summer top in 2 weeks-ish if I really want to, and if I really knit on it monogamously. So maybe the summer will save me, because winter and early spring were just cold, so I wanted to knit sweaters and stuff. So that might also not have really been too great, because then I feel like I just knit less skeins then, or less projects, because it's just one huge sweater, whereas I can also knit 2 camisoles or maybe 4 camisoles in the same time. So we'll see. If summer might change that, but I am also really planning on sticking with the low buying. Just really thinking about what I buy. Do I really need it? Do I really want it? If I have a plan for it, how realistic is it that I can actually knit this soon-ish? Like, at the Handwerkbeurs beginning of the year, I bought a sweater quantity of yarn, and I don't regret it at all because I do want to knit the sweater, but I just know that I have 4 or 5 other sweater quantities laying around, and I really want to knit those sweaters as well. So buying a 5th sweater quantity when it was commercial yarn, it's not like it's hand dyed or going out of stock anytime soon. But I just felt like, oh, I really want this, so and I really want to knit a sweater, so let's just buy the yarn. And now it is in stash, and it will probably be in stash for a year, if not 2, because I don't knit that many sweaters, or I'm not knitting sweaters as quickly. So that's really what accumulated in my stash right now. I have a bunch of sweaters, and if I knit all those sweaters away, I'm golden for like my stash goals. I think I'm great, but I currently just have way too many projects laying around in stash. So not in my whip pile, but in stash, which is way too much. So yeah, I'm really rooting for the summer to help me, and for my low buying to help me get through all of my yarn, or well, some of my yarn. Then the second point was go for the fancy yarn. And this basically meant not buying too many commercial yarns, but just going for the hand-dyed yarn, going for the special skeins and stuff. And I do think I am doing really well at that. I basically only buy hand-dyed. I recently bought a couple skeins of commercial yarns because I just had a clear vision of what I wanted to make, and I knew those brands had exactly what I needed. But I have been knitting and buying lots of hand-dyed yarns, lots of like more special skeins, and less just cheaper acrylics, cheaper cotton yarns, just to keep the costs low. And I think that's great because it works well with my low buying because I don't buy as much as I did in the beginning. But I also still don't spend a lot because I do buy expensive yarns sometimes, but I don't buy a lot, so the cost has kind of been equal to the beginning of my journey, where I just bought a lot of very cheap acrylic and cotton yarns. And here I just buy a lot less, but a lot more fancy yarns. So I do think I am doing great at that, but the story I shared with you a couple minutes ago about the commercial sweater quantity, I still make some mistakes, or still go wrong sometimes with I think that's just human. Because you sometimes just want basic yarn as well, because it is a lot cheaper than hand-dyed yarn, also a lot less special than hand-dyed yarn, but it is also kind of a cost thing. So I sometimes do fall for the commercial yarn, but I'm really trying to buy more special skeins for special projects, so that kind of everything about knitting I want to feel special, and have a magical, romantic feeling to it. I kind of romanticize knitting a lot. So yeah, resolution number 2, I think is going great. Let's just keep it up for the rest of the year, and maybe buy even less commercial yarn. Number 3, only knit what you love to wear. I'm doing great at that, actually. I think I've only casted on projects that I really like this year, and I think, yeah, all the items that I finished, which is not a lot actually, I love them all and I wear them all a lot. I just cast off a camisole that I'll be sharing in my next knitting podcast, so stay tuned for that. People who watch my live stream, like the previous live stream, have already seen it. But I did wear it yesterday as well, the entire day, and I am planning on wearing it so much this summer. I finished my Amadeo summer sweater a while ago. You've already seen that if you've been up to date, if you've been watching my videos. I finished that a while ago, and when the weather kind of is right for it, I will wear that to death. Some socks that I knit that I absolutely love. I'm doing great at that. There's really nothing more to say that, yeah, I'm doing great. I'm only knitting what I love to wear, and I end up loving what I have knit. So that's all going great. Let's not dwell on that too much. I'm doing great at my third resolution. Then number 4, prioritize smaller creators when choosing a pattern. Kinda. I have knits from smaller designers, like Lemon Squeezy Knits. The camisole that I just finished was from Craftcorner, who's a really small designer, who's actually one of my knitting friends, both online and in real life. We met up a couple times. And that's a smaller designer, but I'm also knitting a sweater by My Favorite Things Knitwear, camisole by My Favorite Things Knitwear. We'll be knitting some sweaters by Petite Knit in a little while. We'll be knitting a bunch of camisoles by My Favorite Things. I am still very attached to those two designers, or mostly My Favorite Things. I'm very attached to her, but I'm also kind of looking for smaller designers. I also broadcast the smaller designers a lot on my channel here, so whenever I do a pattern roundup, I try not to go for like drops, My Favorite Things, Petite Knit, whoever is very popular. I don't know. Those 3 in my mind are very popular. There are others, but yeah, I'm really trying to kind of not include those too much because I love them a lot, but I know everybody loves them a lot. So I can also just kind of showcase smaller creators on my channel, because I do have a platform with 650 plus people. So why not use that platform to promote some smaller creators? I do think I'm doing okay at that. Could be doing better, but we're fine. Then number 5 is finish what you started. And that's basically just don't have too many whips laying around, just knit up your whip and then move on to the next thing. And it has a sub lining of only 3 works in progress at the same time: a tray knit, a TV knit, and an attention knit. I definitely have a lot more whips laying around than that. Shared a video about that a little while ago. I'll pop it up here somewhere. But yeah, I have about 12 whips, maybe a little less now because I finished the camisole, maybe 11. Who knows? There are a lot of whips laying around, and most of them are inactive, which is a shame. I'm working on knitting down my whip pile, but it obviously takes a little while because they have been laying around for a reason. And the reason is either I don't love the pattern too much, or I made a mistake somewhere, or sometimes I was not advanced enough to actually knit the pattern when I knit it. I have that with a camisole. I think it's the white top. Whenever I started doing the increases, decreases, whatever, I just blanked because I'd only been knitting for a couple months and I didn't really understand the pattern, so I just put it down, and now I don't know where I am in the pattern, so that requires a bit more attention to see where I am, finish it, move on to the next thing. There's also a project in my whip pile that I don't have enough yarn for, so I need to get the yarn, but it's hard to get the yarn and stuff. But maybe I'll end up blocking it and seeing if it grows, and then maybe it grows enough because you only needed a couple centimeters. So maybe that's fine, but it's also a sweater, so why bother doing it now? I'm just making up a lot of excuses basically to not work down my whip pile. But I'm also not really casting on anything new, so my whip pile has to decrease at some point. Yeah, I'm doing the best I can, but could be doing better. Like, could be paying a bit more attention to that. I feel like in summer I will cast on a bunch of new things because I really want to knit some camisoles. I will share a video with my summer knitting plans soon. Maybe next week even, or the week after that. I'm not sure. I have a schedule, like loose schedule of when I want to film which video, and it is coming up. But yeah, I'll share about my summer knitting then. But I feel like there's a lot of camisoles coming up, a lot of summer tops, and yeah, those will be new cast-ons. So not sure what will happen to my whip pile, but will really have to be working on that the next couple months if I want my resolutions to end up happening actually. Then number 6, learn how to crochet. Did not do that yet. Really want to, just didn't have the brain energy to go through with it. Do have a couple hooks, do have a project in mind, do have yarn, do have the pattern. I just didn't have the patience yet to learn it. But that's alright. I did learn in other crafts. I kind of learned how to spin. Have been trying to do that a bit. So I feel like I still learned a craft, it's just not crochet. But I really want to learn how to crochet, maybe in the summer, who knows. Then number 7 is learn sewing. Have not touched my sewing machine at all, except to move it around in my room to make space. No, I haven't touched my sewing machine. Kind of scared of the sewing machine because I actually don't know why. I just don't know how to work it and I'm scared. Really want to do that. I do have some fabric. I do have thread laying around. I do have a sewing machine. I just don't have the time, energy, brain power to figure out how to do it. I have a couple pieces of fabric and I just want to make a pillow. Like a very tiny, tiny pillow. Shouldn't be too hard. Just haven't gotten around to it. I have 6 more months to learn how to sew. We're fine. December will be a lot of fun when I'm just realizing that I need to do all these things. Well, need to do all these things for my resolutions. So maybe December will be me just learning a bunch of random things. Because number 8 is learning new stitches. And I kinda did. I did for the first time ever make a lace project. So, is lace a stitch? I don't know. I did learn how to make mock cables on a sock. That's kind of new. But that's really how far it'll go. Did not do brioche or fisherman's rib or broken rib or like those kind of things. Or I did do slip stitches, but I have done slip stitches before, so they don't, don't think they count, but I did learn some new stitches, but I definitely had a lot more in mind. So this is a really vague resolution that can go either way. Then number 9, learn how to knit for myself. That was basically because I ended up in 2022 knitting more projects for other people than actually knitting for myself. I do think I'm doing okay at that. I have a list of things that I want to knit for people. It is a long list. It is a very ambitious list. It is I'm going to knit 3 sweaters before Christmas kind of list, which will not happen at all. But we're fine. We're good. I am actually quite happy about how many gift knits I make. I don't think I gifted anyone anything already this year. There are some things coming up, which I'm not going to mention anything else about that because some people might be watching this. I don't know. But there are some things coming up, but not too much. I'm just scared for Christmas because, I don't know, I just feel like I am a gift knitter. Like, I love gifting people things. So it's going to be hard for me not to knit too much for Christmas. Then number 10 is to share more. And with that, I meant sharing more on Instagram, sharing more on Ravelry, because on YouTube I already share a video every single week, so didn't really think more would be needed there. Might venture into YouTube Shorts, maybe sometime, I don't know. Would be fun, but I really meant Instagram and Ravelry with that. And I have not done that really. I kind of average one post every 2 months. That's not a lot. I just don't really take a lot of pictures of my whips, and I don't really take a lot of pictures of my not too many finished objects. So, I don't know. That really needs to improve because I really want it to improve. Like, it's not... I don't feel the need to share because it is social media. I just feel the need to share because I want to share all the fun things I make, and I want to share with you the progress of making things. But I just forget to make content. I have an almost full-time job next to this, which is it's not a super exhausting job, but it does exhaust me because it is my first job. It's kind of one of those situations where I'm just tired after work, and then I have to make a YouTube video every week, which I love to do, and I do a live stream every week, so there is not really a lot of brain energy left for me to really think about social media strategy in any way, with sharing on Instagram, sharing on the Ravelry, updating everything. Don't have the energy for it right now, but I really, really, really want to do that. So that's something that after seeing this list, I really want to pick up and just go for it. Which I think it's fun to just kind of check in on your goals halfway through the year. Because there are some things on here that I absolutely forgot about, or like my destashing, I had very specific goals and I just kind of let it go. The share more thing, really kind of need to put that back into my head. My finish what you started, I have been trying to do that, but could be doing better. So this is kind of some really wake-up call. It's just saying, oh yeah, I should do that. And then obviously learning how to crochet and learning how to sew kind of slipped my mind that it was really a 2023 goal, but I would really love to pick it up. So this might be a nice incentive to start doing it this summer or somewhere in the next couple months. I am going to learn how to sew, I'm going to learn how to crochet, and I'm going to be great at it. I already know that. But yeah, that wraps up my 10 resolutions. If you made a resolution, please share down below how that's going. Did you already meet your resolutions for this year? How are you doing? How many did you make? Are there any crafting ones? So let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys again real soon. Bye!